Welcome, young and old, back to the Mac Music Review experience. In this fateful episode of the podcast, we're going to be talking about my 5 favorite sci-fi films. I personally, really, as long as I can remember, have always been a big fan of sci-fi movies. Growing up with superhero movies, and especially Star Wars, and America and this culture in the Christian homeschool bubble, which is just obsessed with Star Wars and superhero movies because it's the only thing we're allowed to watch. No, I'm kidding. I'm sort of kidding and I'm sort of not kidding. But sci-fi is a medium in film and television shows. I'm watching Stranger Things right now. It's fantastic. That allows you to explore these other kind of concepts of humanity and looking at humanity in an interesting way. And I think that's the best of sci-fi. Either takes us to another world or helps us understand ourselves better by getting the bigger picture of seeing different worlds and different perspectives of alien races and things like that. And you'll see that in this top 5, in my 5 favorite sci-fi films. But let's just hop into it. My oldest favorite sci-fi film I'm going to put at number 5 is the original Star Wars: A New Hope. And I know what you're thinking. Why would you put A New Hope if The Empire Strikes Back is just better? And my reason for that is because this one did most of the heavy lifting in terms of kicking off this franchise and just being generally one of the most fascinating worlds ever created, one of the most fully realized worlds ever created, not just in terms of sci-fi, but just in terms in general. The scope of this movie is absolutely outstanding. What they were able to do in the 70s and with this budget, George Lucas is a genius. And what he did with this film is really just totally outstanding. It's a great story, great characters, created all these alien planets and races, and it's really is just a groundbreaking film, and one of the greatest films of all time. It's personally in my top 10 favorite films of all time, just because of everything that it did. It is a truly remarkable human achievement. My number 4 is the film Signs. This is a M. Night Shyamalan film. That's right, this is made by the guy who did the live-action Avatar movie, which is a contender for the worst movie ever made. But he also made Signs, a movie that a lot of people don't really like. This is a polarizing pick. This is the most polarizing pick on this list. Everything else is beloved. And some people really do love the heck out of this movie. I personally think it is hilarious as a comedy. Not ironically hilarious. It actually, the jokes in the movie I think are just land so hard. Maybe because it's trying to be scary and then very dramatic. But what I love about this movie is just how it excels at absolutely everything it tries to do. Every single joke lands. Every single dramatic moment is so dramatic and so emotional and impactful. The suspense is there. Some people may argue the movie's not scary. I would argue that it's suspenseful as all heck. It's trying to be suspenseful, and I think it actually pulls it off. And I think the plot is kind of cool too, even though there is a massive plot hole, which I'm not going to spoil in case you haven't seen the movie. There is something in the plot that really kind of fundamentally doesn't make sense and kind of makes the movie kind of dumb looking back on it. But if you can look past that one plot hole, this movie is awesome. My number 3 on this list is Wally. Wally is the greatest animated sci-fi film of all time. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is such a beautiful film. It's beautiful how it uses real world footage, and it's a film that is about our identity in this universe, not just as on a small scale level, but on a large scale level. What is humanity? And this film tries to answer that question. What is Earth? What is our planet? What defines human beings and how we interact with each other and how we love each other? And it's all these crazy massive themes in what some people would just say, oh, it's a kids movie. It's so much more than a kids movie. I wouldn't even say I watched this as a kid and I did not appreciate anything going on in this. I watched it a couple years later and it blew my mind, and it blows my mind every time I watch it, because it is a truly a truly amazing film. Like Wally, come on, guys. This is one of the best movies of all time. My number 2 on this list is District 9. This is the only film on this list that I don't feel super like confidently on the placement. It absolutely, I've only seen it once. All these other films I've seen multiple times, like over and over and over again. Every other film on this list, except for this one. But it is just such an impressive film. It really is unlike anything else I've ever seen. It has a lot of social commentary with the way we're treating, it's about these aliens that come to Earth and we treating them like we put them in like a camp. And not a concentration camp, but kind of seclude them, and we kind of treat them badly, and it's kind of a commentary on like how we treat like immigrants. And like it's just such an ambitious film in those themes, and it's such a well-made film. There's so much CGI in the movie that it's not a film that like on paper would work. The director was a nobody when he made it. The main actor is a complete nobody. Never seen him in anything else. It's like has this mockumentary style. So it's filmed like it's a documentary. And like it's just a ride from start to finish, and it's so impressive, and it accomplishes everything it sets out to do so well. It was actually nominated for Best Picture, and kind of a shame it didn't win because it's probably deserving of it. It's a really remarkable film. Number 1, even though the list doesn't matter, I don't know why I was counting down from 5. I should have counted up because this isn't a ranking. It's going to be Arrival, the Denis Villeneuve. Is it Denis? I don't know the director's name. This is the better Villeneuve film. Between this Villeneuve sci-fi film, I know he's made a couple, and I actually haven't seen Blade Runner or the Blade Runner sequel, so this whole list might be stupid because I haven't seen Blade Runner, you know? That's a classic that I haven't seen. It's a sci-fi movie. But this movie right here, Arrival, it makes me cry. It's the only film on this list that makes me cry, and it is absolutely beautiful. It's kind of like a drama it's a slow burn drama sci-fi film. It's not about, unlike these other films, you're not going to see like space battles. There's no lasers. There's no lightsabers. There's no robots in this movie. There's no fighting. There's no violence. It's about communicating with aliens. And it's awesome. It's a really cool movie. It is just immaculately produced. It deserved every Oscar it was nominated for, and it won like 0. I don't know, maybe it won like 1 or 2 Oscars, but it deserved so much better. It is a remarkable film that gets down to humanity like the best of sci-fi can do. With a sci-fi story, gets down to humanity in a story that is heartbreaking and so beautiful. And I love this movie. Those are my 5 favorite sci-fi films. You know, the list is subject to change if I watch something better, but we'll see. You know, another honorable mention, I didn't do honorable mentions, The Matrix. That's an honorable mention. The Matrix is one of the greatest sci-fi films of all time. I don't know if it like gets into, what I love about sci-fi is when it can like bore into like these human like issues and human like teach us a little bit more about our humanity. And The Matrix just feels like it's so new and it's so revolutionary and it's so like inspirational and important for film in general. But I don't think it gets down to humanity and human issues and problems and things that like these other 5 films do. Yeah. Thanks for watching the list. Thanks for watching the video. What are some of your favorite sci-fi films? I'd be very curious to know, especially if you have some that I haven't seen. Like, please, like, recommend me some sci-fi films. Like I said, I haven't seen any of the Blade Runner movies. Should probably get on that soon. They're on Netflix, I think. But thanks for watching the video. Once again, have a great rest of your day.